Hello everybody and welcome back to what should be episode 7. No, in fact I'm going to upload this as episode 7. I say should be because I've recorded episode 6. However, I am very annoyed at episode 6 at the moment, so I'll explain in maybe a video or two's time what happened with episode 6, but you'll get that soon, this week. Ignoring that, after we finished lagging, we are going to be doing our first big build today. I know I've been saying over the past couple of episodes that we're actually, we're going to be working towards it. Today we're going to start it because I've decided we need to start moving this world forward now. We spent a lot of time messing in caves and zombie crushers and all that sort of stuff, so we're actually going to go back to building today. Hopefully I've got everything I need. I'm pretty confident. This is going to be our storage room / hub of the world. It's quite big, as you can see. I know what it's going to be built like. And I'm going to give you, not a tutorial per se, but a sort of talk through about why I do what I do with these builds. So we're going to jump straight into it. I don't think we're going to get it finished this episode because, as I say, it's quite a big build. But we're going to start off by just trying to get this front and entrance done. Now, the first thing to notice is that there are these blocks of 7, well, a log with 5 of these in between. This is how I build a lot of my big build, I think in terms of segments. So what I'm going to do is show you how to make these segments, well, one of these segments, and then I'll repeat it off camera and show you how it all comes together in the end. So it'll be sort of a bit by bit. I've terraformed all this land out and we've got a lot of materials here at the moment. We should have plenty of stuff for everything that we need. So we're just going to jump straight in. And the first thing is that we're going to make a 7x7 box. I should have started counting here because I've lost count already. This needs to go up 6 high. A 7x7 box, and that's just going to be the basic structures of the walls. We'll worry about corners and stuff after. But as I say, these will be the main wall features. Now I'm going to go across for all of these so you can just see where the wall begins and ends, but I'm only going to do one segment. I'm only going to fill in one segment on camera, and then if you want, you can copy it, you can adapt it, make it your own, but I'm just going to show you what I would do. Not much has changed really since episode 2, has it? It's just me jumping off buildings, slowly killing myself through fall damage. But yes, I've started to get really excited about this world because I'm starting to get more of a picture of what I want. And as I say, this area is going to be the sort of hub, the main source of activity for this world. And what I want to do is have this sort of storage area, a sort of another big build on top of those hills over there, and then fill the rest of this in with villages. And that area is going to be a farming area in the end. But that can wait for now. So as you can see, 5 square areas here. Now, this is where things start to get a little more complicated. I'm using half slabs at the moment because I can't think of... Actually, no, I'm going to be using them later. I'm not going to be using half slabs. Never mind, I'm going to be using full slabs here. Just to set up what is going to be... the walls. And it's quite a complex design, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy to do. So essentially we're going to make quite a wall with a lot of different depths and a lot of different areas to it. I'm going to start off by putting these 2 blocks here. You put it too high because it makes it easier to put that block in. It's the most efficient way of doing it. We're going to leave the top logs until a little bit later. You just have to remember that they're there because there's an easy way of doing it in survival. Obviously if you're building in creative you can just go ahead and do that straight away. But we're going to put in stairs here, and the great thing about stairs is that they are really, really versatile with the new corners. You can make rounded edges, you can make inlays, you can make indents, that sort of thing. Tons of stuff you can do with stairs, but we're going to use them with that relatively simple purpose for now. Now on the corner stairs we're going to add these logs, if it would let me place them. Tried to click it there, didn't work. And essentially it's the same principles with the cow farm. What we're doing is getting a load of comparisons and contrasts working together to create one nice big picture. And that's our basic shape. Remember that we're going to have another set of logs there, so it'll look the same as the bottom. You won't have that blue poking through. And what we need to do, actually I should have thought of this before we place this, we are going to put a little bit of lighting in. And lighting is one of the big things in Minecraft. It can make such a huge difference towards all your builds, and it can be difficult when you start out to think of how to light walls without using torches. I personally hate torches. I think they look ugly and sort of out of place, so if I can avoid using them I can. And this is why I love pumpkins so much. They're quite difficult to work into your builds, but once you get them in, because it works really well with the green, orange here. Once you can get them into your builds, you've got a really subtle source of light, which is going to look really good when nighttime falls. Because I mean, that's what you've got to think of with this game as well. Half the time, your builds are going to be seen in the dark, so you need to make sure that they look good then as well. That is, of course, assuming that you're playing on a multiplayer server. But we'll assume that for now. We're going to grab some fence posts as well, and we are going to just stick 2 on each side. Once again, just to give it a bit more depth. Now, we are going to work upwards from here. Oh no, we're not. We're going to stay on the bottom for a moment. Now, with this build, I wanted it to look solid. I wanted it to look bulky and sort of rooted to the ground. And for that reason, we're going to put 3 logs here. But we're also going to continue this sort of design going upwards as well. But we're going to move it sort of backwards at the same time. So it creates a sloped sort of roof effect. Sort of like having timbers in a roof, if you will. It might be hard to see it at first, but trust me, when the actual build is a little bit more complete, it will make total sense. And we need to get up top there. We're not going to worry about corners or anything for now. We are just going to worry about getting this build in place. Now, as I said before, we're going to put some more logs here. I think it's easiest if you just drop off again. We'll soon see if that is the case, but you just basically need to be able to reach that bit there. And like you did before, place 2 blocks and then just go around the front and cut the that one out. Or miss and take out the leaf block, either is good. And that is the basic structure of the wall. And eventually we're going to repeat that across all of that. But for now we're going to worry about showing you the roof as well. So we're going to get all the blocks that we don't need back. And grab some more pumpkins because we're going to need them. We're going to need more fences as well. I haven't worked out how many exactly because I've only ever built in creative, so I'm not really sure at the moment. There's a cave nearby, by the way, if you hadn't guessed. You can hear bats sometimes, but we're ignoring that for now. Don't really need anything from there at the moment. So, we are not going to worry. What we are going to worry about, though, is how best to build this. Shouldn't have used up all my wood because I was using that to get up top. So yes, as you probably guessed, I've been doing a lot of farming off camera. Hopefully going to be worth it in the end. It's been quite boring, I'm not going to lie to you guys. But this is what, you know, survival is about. You've got to put the effort in, and this is why I wanted to do a survival let's play, because ultimately it feels more rewarding. To me, at least. No, I'm just trying to think. Yes, we are going to go up 2 more here. And every beam, remember, is going to be 4 long, so we're going to make it like that as well. Can I grab that? Nope, I can't get to that. It's only a block of wood, I'm not... Okay, that was odd. I'm going to have to watch the footage back, but I swear I just saw that block of wood just fly across the screen. No matter. In any case, we're just going to steadily work our way upwards now. And the design that we're going to employ here is pretty similar to the one below us now. We're keeping in with that theme of pumpkins, leaves and fences. But we are going to use it to slope out into a roof. Now, I really wish I could just give you guys a formula and say, well, I did this because, or I did this like this because, but there is no formula to building in Minecraft, at least in my opinion. It's my opinion that you try something out, it either looks good or it doesn't, and if it doesn't, you try again, and that's how most of my builds happen. As I've said before, a lot of my stuff I try on creative before I do, and that's because, you know, it takes a while to find a good building style. But anyway, we're just gonna continue with this segment. I think it goes up 3 high. I'm gonna guess at going 3 high. easily fixed if it's not, but I'm not going to go back and check or anything. I'm going to rely on my memory, because I sort of want to do more spontaneous builds, because I like building like this, but I want to push myself a bit more, and I want you guys to be there while I push myself, so you can give me advice and comments and criticisms and stuff like that, so that in time, you know, I can become a better builder. And I don't know about you guys, about who you watch, but I'm a big B00 fan, and it's great to see how his builds have evolved and adapted, and a lot of it is to do with the feedback that he receives from people who watch his videos. So fingers crossed that one day I'll get something like that as well, that I can show that I've learned and that you guys have helped me. But for now, we're going to worry about this build and not falling off, because we must be getting fairly close. No, actually no, I don't think we're close to instant death if we fall, but still, I don't want to have to get my way back up here, because it's not easy once you start building like this design. Now, I know that we put the fence posts on top of the logs last time, but now we're going to start moving it backwards. So now these things actually need to be 2 across. 1 for the fence posts and 1 for the pumpkins and the lanterns. And that goes... I apologise for thinking out aloud again, but that goes here like that. I am relatively sure. Now, it's becoming night, and I have not lit up the area entirely, so we're just going to stay up here and hope that nothing bad happens down below. Now, the problem with building with pumpkins is that they have one face which is really, really ugly and doesn't go with much at all. So whenever you're building with pumpkins, make sure, unless you're doing something very bold and deliberate, make sure that you hide that face, because nobody wants to see it particularly. It's hard to make it work with other stuff. And as always, we're just going to stick these fence posts in front. Jump up here. Leaves. Skeleton in enchanted gold armor. Is that a zombie? I can't tell. I think it's a skeleton. Yeah, skeleton. He hit me from here? Wow. Never seen a skeleton be that accurate before. In any case, we're nearly done up here, so we'll jump down in a second. We will just put this across. I hope my bed's safe. Nope, we're not going to put it there, because that's the wrong place. Put that like that. Just hop up here. This is going to be the roof eventually. But we will worry about that later when we come to it. So, we're going to make our way back down. Not take too much damage yet before we jump into all of those. Luckily none of them spawned here, so we can take a step back and look at what we're doing. That's how it looks, and remember what I said about it looking good at night? If we weren't using leaves, well, if we'd used something other than pumpkins, we could have lit it up in the same way, but if we weren't using leaves, we wouldn't have that same lighting, because leaves let light through. It's like glass or anything else, which in turn lights up these stairs like that, and will eventually light up the insides, because we're not going to have the walls much thicker than that. I need to change those pumpkin faces around. But, so there's one segment, and what I'm going to do is, off camera, I'm going to repeat it across here. It's going to take a fair while, but once I've done that, we are going to work on the corners and the actual entrance itself. So I will see you guys in a couple of seconds. And welcome back. That took a lot longer than I thought it was going to. I got a little bit carried away, so I've done all the front, I've done the entrance, and I've done all the left side as well. Because by the end of this episode, basically, I want to get all of the front done. So, we are not going to waste any time here. We're going to go straight into building the corners. And basically what we are going to do here is kind of make it like a ribcage structure, I think. It's going to be the best way to do it. I'm going to leave it at this height for now. But just make it so that this goes inwards like that. I think we're going to need more leaves than I've got in my inventory. I'm really bad at judging how much of anything I'm going to need while I'm building, but got plenty of inventory space, so nothing to worry about. In the middle of all this, I've just been turning this area into a tree farm, which is why there's little bits left over, because I ran out of wood. Really thought I was going to have enough, but no, apparently not. A very resource-hungry project, this one. But in any case, we're just going to fill in all of this with leaves. And there was something that I realised while I've been doing this, and how long this is taking. I don't think I'm going to keep going for an episode every 2 days, because I'd rather take the time to do something that takes a fair amount of time like this, and get something good done, rather than have an episode where I'm just caving for 20 minutes, or just building something small and inconsequential. I'd rather do a big build. I mean, and not all the time. I mean, obviously there's going to be times when I have to do smaller stuff, or I feel like doing smaller stuff, or might just want to chat. But I think 2 days is not enough time for me to get this sort of thing ready, because I never realised how much work you actually have to put in with stuff like this. The amount of stuff that you have to do off camera can be pretty shocking if you're not into doing YouTube videos regularly. I'm just trying to think here how this is going to go. Are we going to start moving back now? I think we are. Yeah, because we're going to keep it in line. Yes, like that. And then that might have to be 5. Because basically everything here is focusing to a point. Trying to keep the transition smooth. That should be 3. 4 here. And 5 up here. Or just fall to your near death. Oh, that was near death. I wasn't even checking what my health was like. Well, that was close. I'm a bit shocked by that, actually, that I didn't notice. This is what it's like when playing survival. And what we're going to do here, we'll take a chance to see how this is going to look. We are just going to put fences in between all of these. Maybe we should put pumpkins behind some of them, but I'm not sure how that's going to look. Can I reach that? I think I can. Nope, I can't. Okay, well, we're going to try this as well. Just to give this a bit more depth. That's going to be like my buzzword, I think, when I record these episodes. Depth. Think about depth. Go for a natural look. Every builder has buzzwords. Natural is a big one. Anyway, we're back up to the top. I need to think about what I'm actually doing here. Clearing that out of the way for a start. Yeah, this is the things that when you're building in creative, you never really think about. How practical is it to get around my building? The answer in this case, not very. Am I stuck here again? Yes. Right, can't afford to fall down again, because that's going to get very old very quickly. Okay, if we put you here. Didn't need that. Is that the sort of thing that I'm after? Doesn't touch? Yes, that's the sort of thing that I'm after. They do not need to touch. Should this be a 2? One of them should be too high. I'm going to try this. I think that's what I'm after. Only one way to find out in any case. Okay, and then we just fill in the rest of this with leaves. Oops. So yeah, as I was saying before, not going to go for 2 episodes. An episode every 2 days. I think it's just too much when I'm doing this kind of building. But we'll see how things goes. I kind of regret saying at the beginning that I'd do 2 every day. But that was the sort of new channel excitement, you know, everything is new and exciting, and you've not yet realised how long it takes to edit stuff, and how you not got anything under here. You've not realised how long it takes to edit stuff, and yeah, sort of underestimated the amount of effort that it would take. But that's not to say I'm not enjoying this. I really am. I'm loving, you know, this sort of motivation to do more with my world, but a lot of time. Something looks wrong here. I'm not going to worry about it for now. We can come back and mess with this as we need to in the future. Okay, very good. Now, eventually I'm going to mirror that on the opposite side, but for now I'm just going to leave it because we have to do the entrance, and we're going to go and try and do something a bit different with the entrance. I thought I had a whole stack of fences, but I don't. Tempted to steal... No, we'll just make new ones. Yeah, we've got plenty of wood. Because I've already put, like, the door frame in place, but we're going to try and do something a little bit different in between all of them. In between all of them? That didn't even make sense. What am I talking? This is why I don't do tutorials, because half the things that I say are absolutely nonsensical. So, back to the door frame. We're going to need a boatload of planks to turn into fence posts. I had a lot more sticks than I realised. I think that'll be enough, but I'm not taking any chances. So basically I've built this door frame here, which is 6 by 3 by 1, and then another 3 going across, just because it looked good when I tried it. There was no formula, no plan for how wide or big it was gonna be. It just looked good to me, and hopefully you agree. But we're going to put a load of fence posts around this bit, and there's a reason that I'm using fence posts, which you will soon see when I figure out how to get up stuff. And the reason is that vines won't... Do vines grow upwards anyway? I'm not sure if vines grow upwards anyway. Maybe they do. I should probably have tested that before I say this, but we're going to use vines in our front door, if you hadn't guessed, and this stops them, at least this way. You don't have vines growing upwards and upwards and upwards. Maybe it's that the fence post stops it, maybe that it's not, but it also looks good. So, I'll test that and probably tell you next episode. Actually, if I'm being honest, I'll say I'll test it and then I'll forget by the time next episode comes around. So, I'm going to leave it like that. I put it this way. It looks good. No vines growing up. However, it is a pain because you've got to go all the way up here to build stuff. The other problem is a lot of monsters are spawning around here, and I don't have enough pumpkins to light up the area because I hate torches. I've gotten rid of all the torches in my world now, so I don't want to go back to using them again. So we're kind of having to deal with being shot, and while I was building before, a couple of creepers exploded. Only one actually on the wall. Wasn't the most fun experience, I can tell you. I was slightly annoyed by that, but rebuilt it, no problems. At least it didn't destroy anything valuable, and that's the other good thing about this build. All of the materials are really, really easy to get. I mean, they take a while to get, no doubt, but they're all 100% renewable. You don't need... The only thing you need is 2 bits of iron to get the leaves. Sorry, I'm quite tense now because I'm just waiting for that moment when a creeper's going to spawn behind me. Happened before, it will probably happen again. So yeah, just fill in the entire thing with fences. And then... Oh, I've forgotten to build something in preparation for this. We're going to have a door frame here, in the middle of it. I say door frame, we're going to build something which will stop the vines growing. Put them like that. This is in dead center, 15 blocks along from that post to that post, if you're wondering, 15 blocks. That was something I needed. Vines. I need to get it back up again. Up and down, constantly. I forget how much work this is, but worth it in the end, hopefully. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with the back yet, and I mean, I'm going to say comment with your ideas in the vague hope that it might get some people to comment. Not going to hold my breath, because, you know, you've got to be patient with this sort of thing. At the start, you're obviously not going to get many comments or likes or whatever, but, you know, tell me what you think. If you want the back, there's a couple of things that I want to do. Maybe either a station coming out the back, which takes you to different parts of the world. Maybe a more housey sort of thing. You can't see I'm moving my hands here, which is why I've stopped moving the mouse, which I shouldn't do because you can't see my hands. But I'm considering, like, doing a station or a house or some kind of farm. We'll see. We've got plenty to work on in the meantime, and we need to get up here as well. Because, at least in my eyes, it's very important that these vines cover both sides so you can get an even look going on. And now the only thing we can do with this door, after we've added some signs to stop the vines growing down, is to wait. No creepers around here, I hope. Spiders though. Okay, just one-shotted a spider. That's only power 2. Don't know how that happened. Not gonna complain though, I'm happy with that. The other one's coming now. And I missed. I don't know why I do that. I have a sword, but I just have so many arrows because of the skeleton farm. Because arrows are just a byproduct. I need the bone meal. But not too much of a problem. Close. Too... Oh, come on, that area's lit up. It's just typical, really. They always spawn where you don't want them to. Anyway, we are going to stick some signs here. I don't want to fight you. You're a waste of sword durability. You don't give me anything that I need. This guy. I had to move my bed because there was an area underneath. There we go. Problem solved. There was an area underneath that spawned monsters that were very, very close, so I keep getting cave noises as I walk past here as well. Now, the one problem with this build is that there are places for mobs to hide. However, we're going to light the area up, so it's not going to be too big of a deal, hopefully. And I think I'm going to call it for this episode, guys, because this is a nice ending point. Next episode, you'll be able to see when this has grown down. Off camera, I'm going to fix this up. I'm going to put more fences in. I'm going to mirror it on the other side. But, creepers everywhere. I already have, like, over a stack of gunpowder because they're just absolutely everywhere. Anyway, as I was saying, next episode you'll be able to see the door when it's grown down fully. Off camera, I'm going to go and fix up that corner. I will put the other corner in over here. I'm going to fill in the rest of the wall bits, like on these sides, over here and over here. I will also put the corners in on there. I'll just show you that next episode, because next episode we're going to start walking? I always do this. Towards the end of an episode I start mixing up my words worse than normal. We're going to start working on the interior of this place, which is pretty big, and we're going to split it into 2. But you'll see more of that next episode, whenever that may be. Hopefully soon. But yeah, feeling really excited about this project now, guys. Feeling very excited about this world as a whole. Very lucky to have got it in this state. So, until next time, guys, take care, and I will see you then.